So, good morning everyone. By the way, we are Group 13 and right now the topic that we're gonna talk about is the glacier and the glacier. So, what is glacier? So, it is made up of the fallen snow over many years, compresses into large, thick ice masses, and also it forms when snow remains in the one location long enough to transfer into ice. So under the pressure of the layers that happening of the ice and snow above it, this granular ice fuses into denser forms. So the growth of glaciers. So the growth of glaciers or recede as a function of the balance between accumulation and ablation of snow and ice. So in the accumulation zone, so it is a region where the snowpack or superimposed ice accumulation persists. And also in ablation zone is the region where all of the snow has melted away from the bare glacier ice is exposed. So the alpine glaciers, so these are also found in the mountain terrains. And the next one is the continental glacier, which is the ice sheet which can cover the larger areas. So these are the types of the glaciers. So right now we talk about the ice cap. So ice cap, there are dome-shaped glaciers that cover large areas and move outward in all directions, essentially for regulating global temperature. So also there is the valley glacier. So valley glacier flow through mountain valleys and can create a U-shaped valleys. So where is critical for geological processes and landscapes. So in Piedmont Glacier, so these are formed when valley glaciers spill into the water areas, which is important to the research for understanding the climate influence research. So for tidewater glaciers, so this is into the flow of the sea and called icebergs, which is essential for studying the sea level rises and the impact of marine ecosystem. So next is the Surd Glacier. So these are the small glaciers that are formed from bowl-shaped depression in the mountain and also valuable for paleoclimate studies. And lastly is the Hanging Glaciers, which are found on cliff or steep shape and provide insight into glaciers dynamic and stability.
So guys, I'm Anwar Sirat, and then next is anatomy of a glacier. Snow is added in the zone of accumulation of glaciers and melting occurs in the zone of ablation. The equilibrium line separates accumulation and ablation zone and will advance or retreat depending on whether accumulation or ablation zone is. Next is formation of glaciers. Glaciers develop as snow is compacted, crystallized first into firn and then glacial ice. A glacier can only form where more snow accumulates during the winter than melts away during the spring and summer. And two types of glaciated terrains on Earth: alpine glaciation and continental glaciation. Alpine glaciation occurs in mountainous region in the form of valley glaciers. Continental glaciation covers large continental masses in Earth polar region in the form of ice sheets. Next is glacier's wastage. First is melting, and second is evaporation, third calving and iceberg. Calving loose of ice into the sea and formation iceberg. Ice moving outward into spalls of creating icebergs. An ice shelf can become unstable and fall apart very quickly. And valley glaciers and ice sheets move downslope under the force of gravity movement occurs through the basal sliding and plastic flow of the lower part of the glacier and passive riding along of an overlying rigid zone. Surfaces are fracture formed in the upper rigid zone during glacier flow. Glaciers erode underlying rock by blocking of rock fragments and abrasion as they are dragged along. Basal abrasion polishes and strips the underlying rock's surface and produces abundant fine rock powder known as a rock.
So, good day everyone, I'm Eljan. So, the next topic we're gonna talk about is the erosional landslides. So, in erosional landslide, there's erosional landforms which is produced by the valley glacier. So, this might include the U-shaped valleys, the hanging valleys, which is the smaller tributary glacial valleys, which is high above more than quickly eroded central trunk valleys. The next one is the cirques, which is the half bowl shaped curve into the mountains at the head of the glacial valleys. And next is the arctes, which has the sharp ridges separating valleys. And lastly is the horns, which is the sharp peaks remaining of the cirques and to have cut back into the mountain of the several sides. So you can see it in this picture. So the next we're gonna talk about is the glacial deposition. So in general name, so this is for the unsorted, the unlayered, and the glacial sediment is still. So this might deposit of the still left behind at the sides of the end of the glacial, called medial and moraines respectively. So now let's talk about the medial moraines. So this came from the tributary glaciers, which is come together, and the adjacent lateral moraines, which is get trapped between the flowing ice stresses. Now let's talk the end moraines. These typically are the ridges of the till piled up along the front end of the glacier. The next one is the recessional moraines, which is the successive end moraines that are left behind by the retreating glacier. So the next one gonna talk about here is the direct effects of the past glaciation. So most of the solid and sediment rocks were scraped off. Underlying crystalline rock in northern and east Canada and the future lake basin were gouted out of the bedrock. So the extensive set of the recessional moraines were left behind by retreating the ice sheet in the upper midwestern US and Canada. So the indirect effect of past glaciation is that the first one here is the large povia lakes. These typically form in the period of abundant rainfall and existed in a closed basin in Utah, Nevada, and also the Eastern California. So the sample here of the large povial lakes that is the Great Salt Lake. This is a remnant of how much the larger povial lake of Bonneville. And the next one here is the huge floods emanated as the ice demand lakes. The second one is the sea level. So here is that it's significantly lower by the large amount of the water which is locked up into the ice sheet and allowing to stream channels, and also the glacier here is the erode to the valley below the present day of the sea level. So the evidence here for the glaciation for the older is that the rocks called tilties also that have the distinctive texture that is suggests to the emplacement of the sediments by the glacier. And the next one is that in some areas of the glacier is it directly overlay the polish of the striated crystalline rocks. So also this formed during the late Precambrian and the late Paleozoic area, which is exists in a portion of the southern continents. So in late Paleozoic, so which came from the South Africa, Australia, Antarctica, and South America. This might indicate that land masses were just joined strong evidence supporting, which is already talk about the theory of the plate tectonics. So that's all. Thank you.